In this video, we're going to learn how to take user input from the console, which is going to be basically keyboard. So to explain the process, I'm going to use this program where I'm going to compute area and volume of a cylinder. So to compute area and volume, we're going to need two user inputs. One is radius and second one is height of the cylinder. So from the keyboard, we're going to take these two inputs, and once user provides us with the height and radius of a cylinder, we're going to do the computations. So let's get it started. Here I have this class called cylinder, and this is my main method. So the first thing inside main method we're going to do is we're going to declare a couple of variables, local variables. So one of our variables is going to be double height. And let's initialize this variable with 0.0. Another variable is going to be radius. Now you don't have to declare these variables at this point. You can declare them as you use them. But in this specific program, I'm going to follow this convention of first declaring and then later using in the program. And let's declare a variable for the area and volume. Okay, let's declare one more variable, because if you look at the formula to compute area, it has a pi. So pi is a constant, and in Java you can declare constants by adding the keyword final before your data type name. So I'm going to say final double pi. Make sure that anytime you declare a constant, its name should be all in uppercase letters. So 3.14, that's what we're going to use for the pi. So that's pretty much declares all the variables we need for this specific program. So now we're going to ask the user to first enter height and then enter radius. So to take user input from the console, we're going to create a scanner object. So create scanner object to take user input from console. So scanner, let's call this object as input. You can give any name you want, but in this case I'm going to call this object as input. And you're going to say new scanner. And if you are taking input from keyboard, you're going to say system.in. You can take input from keyboard. It could come from a file or some other location. So now if you see here on the editor on the left hand side, you see this red dot. So basically the system is not able to recognize this class because this is in different package. So if you click on that dot and say import the package, so this is the package java.util package. That's the one which contains this class. So once we import scanner class from that package, we should be fine. So next thing we're going to do is take user input for height of the cylinder. So prompt the user to enter the height. Enter height of the cylinder. And then we're going to capture that into that height variable, which we declared right here. So input, so this variable is the one which we created, the scanner object dot next double. So this scanner object or the scanner class has different methods depending on data type. So for example, if you are capturing an int, then this method name going to become next int. If you are capturing a byte, you can use next byte. If you're capturing a short, you can say next short. So depending on what is your input data type, you're going to use a specific method of the scanner class. Okay, so this is going to tell the user to enter the height, and once user enters the height, we're going to capture that height into this variable height. Now let's repeat this process for the radius. So system.out so this is going to ask user to enter radius, and we're going to capture that into that radius variable which we declared in the beginning of the program. Next double, you can use up and down arrow keys to pick a specific method. Okay, so this is pretty much how you take the user input. Now you don't have to take on those two separate lines. You could have taken both these inputs on a single line. One important thing to remember is you do not create multiple scanner objects. One object is enough to take several inputs. So here I created this scanner object only once, and I'm taking these multiple inputs. Here I'm taking height input, here I'm taking radius input. Once we have both these inputs, then we can compute area and volume using these formulas. So let's compute area. So compute area of the cylinder. So area equals, we are using that constant pi multiplied by radius, again multiplied by radius. So that's going to compute area. And once we have area, we can compute volume. So volume going to be area multiplied by height of the cylinder. Okay, so we have everything now for this program. So let's display results. So we're going to say system.out so area you can display volume. So okay, so now let's try to run this program. So you can see here it's asking me to enter height of the cylinder. So let's say I enter height as 5. Then it's asking me enter radius of the cylinder. Let's say I enter 4. Okay, once I enter those two values, it's going to say area is 50.224 and volume equals 250.2.00. So that's how pretty much you take the user input from the console and use that input within your program. Again, to summarize, to take user input from console, we are using a scanner object, and make sure that you create that object only once. And once you have that object, you can use the same object to take multiple inputs. Thank you.